title to clipboard, paste that in here. What was it? Okay, the second field is the article body. In here you can also embed your links into the articles with HTML. If the article site doesn't support HTML, then it will automatically strip that out for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I will copy that now, paste it, article summary. Of course, it's best to always write out your own articles if you really want to make everything sound good and be unique at the same time. It's good to do it manually, but again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to copy and paste everything in here when possible. Categories. This can be kind of complicated, but you want to try to put as many good categories as you can related to your niche. I'm doing dog training right now, so that's not going to be too easy. I'll put in general, click root again, add level. Let's see, we'll do outdoors. I'll go ahead and put in dog training just in case. We'll click that again. We'll do a miscellaneous. Yes. You might want to also just put in MISC because they abbreviate it sometimes. Oops, let me delete that. Click root, put in MISC. You can also add subcategories. Outdoors, like for example, you could click on the category, add level, and then for outdoors you could say sports or something like that, and then you have a subcategory now. So you just want to try to put in as many categories as you can. Click OK, and now you have your categories. About yourself, this is kind of like your resource box. This is where the software will embed your anchor text link when you're submitting articles. This is usually right under your article on the website. It'll be your article, and then under that it'll say author box, and that's basically what this is. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and copy a resource box from here and paste it. Password, I'm just going to make something up, but you can spin your passwords. That's fine if you want to have a bunch of passwords. You can spin your addresses, your states, your zips, your logins. I'll just say hello drive Texas 77 login. You can do whatever you want with these. Just put a couple of different ones in here. It's best to spin everything just to keep it unique and have a lot of different variations. Blog comments. It comes with some pre-spun comments, but they don't sound very good. So you might want to delete this and write your own comments. And let's see, if you ever delete that and for some reason you want to get it back, you can right click and select default content and it all comes back. So I just wanted to show that. Video titles, again, you want to put in some good video titles. Your link will automatically be embedded in the description for you, so you don't need to worry about doing all that. For the titles, I'm just going to go ahead and copy some bookmark titles real quick and use these. I will also go in and paste a description. For duration of your video, you can really just put in whatever you want. I usually just put in a couple of minutes. It's not really that important. Preview image. If you had for dog training, I would just go to Google, type in dog training like this, and I would grab an image. Save that, and you could load it in here. Find that file. Make sure you select which image it is. If it's JPEG or PNG, select that. Make sure it shows up. There you go. Now we have it saved. YouTube ID. This is important. Let me show you how this works. If you aren't familiar with YouTube, so for YouTube ID, you're gonna want to let's type in dog training. This is how you use the YouTube ID. You click here on a video, and the YouTube ID is the little number up here, or the mix of numbers and letters after the watch $V equals. So you take that, and what I like to do is I'll paste it. I'll open up the spin convert. I'll put one here, find another video, I'll put that on another line. Let's find another video. And we'll put that on another line, and then we'll click the line spin, and now we have it all formatted for us. And you just paste that in. Oops. Click copy. Paste, and there you go. Now you have 3 videos where it will rotate between the 3 when submitting. And then down here we have your social bookmarks, website title. If you hover over any of these fields, it'll usually give you a little description. Website title says this is usually an anchor text, so please make sure it holds an important keyword. Let me go ahead and close this down. I'll open this software back up, grab titles, paste. Usually bookmarks require a description that's 250 characters and then one that's 450 characters. But again, for the sake of the video, I'm not going to type all that out. I'm just going to paste some things in here. Okay, so now we have all our fields. Everything looks like it's filled out. And again, before you do anything, you'll want to click the test video. I mean, not test video, just the test button, and make sure everything is good in here. It'll have your article title, your article body, summary, everything you need to know. So check that out before you start your campaign. Okay, so after all these fields are filled out, the next is go to the options menu, and this is the important stuff right here. Okay, so if you're going to be building links to your money site, I'll show you what settings would be good for that. The first thing for me, skip sites with more than, I usually put this on 100 outbound links. I usually select skip sites with a PR below 1, also unknown PR. And for this, make sure and select use PR of domain. If you use PR of the page, it's going to go a lot slower in building links, since a lot of inner pages don't carry the same kind of PR that a home page would. So I would advise using PR of domain. Also, you have the option here to pause the project after a certain amount of submissions, or you can click this and it'll be after a certain amount of verifications for however long you want. So if you want to only build 100 links per day, you could click that button, select 100, click this, make sure it's set on verifications, and then okay, let's see, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day, that's something like 1440 minutes. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Yeah, but you get the idea. The next thing is avoid posting URL on the same domain twice. Yeah, a lot of times if you're building links to your money site, you're not going to want to get a lot of the same links from the same domain, so you probably want to leave that checked. Verified links must have exact URL. If you are posting to your money site or a website that's not really well known, you can leave this unchecked. If it's a site, well, actually, if you hover over this, it'll give you a little description. But if it's like a YouTube video or something like that, you'll want to check this and make sure that it's the exact URL. If you're going to be using, if you have the external CAPTCHA service set up and you want to post on blogs that use CAPTCHAs, you're going to want to make sure and check this button here. Enable custom mode. What this will do is when you're building links to comments, it'll pop up a box and will allow you to like briefly read the article, and you can manually comment like that. So it's like a semi-automated mode for anyone who wants to try that out. Most users will never use this just because it's time consuming and kind of defeats the purpose of the software. But if you want to give that a try, just check that box. Also, if a form can't be filled, like category, then you have the options here. It will either prompt, a box will pop up and ask you to fill that category. You can have it automatically choose a random category, or you can have it skip that. I usually leave it on random, but you can put whatever you'd like. Try to skip creating no follow backlinks. I would advise leaving this off because it's really, in SEO, it's good to have a mix of no follow and do follow, and you do get a very good mix of do follow by leaving this off, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Verify submitted backlinks. Just make sure that the software actually runs the verification process and make sure your links are there. Some people who have Scrapebox might want to try to verify the links on their own, and you can uncheck that and export your URLs and use the Scrapebox link checker or some other tool like that if you don't want to use the verified submitted links. Also, you can set priority on each project or campaign. So if you have one project that you feel is more important than another, you can select that here. Search engines to use. Oh, well, let's go to this first. Also analyze and post to competitors' backlinks. If you leave this checked, it will try to find your competitors' backlinks and build links to them. The next thing is the search engines. What I recommend is definitely do not check all of these because you really don't need to. But what I forgot to mention is here in the data, all of this supports full character encoding, meaning if you are building links to a website that's in Japanese and you have Japanese articles or something like that, all these fields support that, so you can build links to that. And so if you're building links to a site that's in Japanese, you would probably want to scrape from a search engine or the search engines that are in Japanese to find Japanese platforms. And you can see how when I selected that, it selected 13 different search engines that are in Japanese. If you are from the US and you want United States search engines, you would select United States. And that's how that works. So just make sure you don't select all of them. You could have 10, 20, or 30, but there's 585 search engines and you really don't need to use all of them. That's a bit overkill. And also you have the ability to add your own search engines, but that's kind of complicated and I'm not going to cover that in this video. And then last but not least, you have your filters down here. I recommend always leaving this checked. You can add, if you leave this checked, it'll automatically skip over websites that have any of these words in the content or on the page. So if you don't want to build links on the same pages as, say, pharmacy or gambling, you would put in pharmacy, gambling, and of course you don't want adult stuff, so you would put words like that, pharma, and it comes default with keywords, words like estimate and comment will be moderated and stuff like that, so it skips those blogs and doesn't waste time on those. You can also import the keywords here. This is basically the same thing, except it's just for the URL and domain. It's not for the text on the page. It'll skip any sites that have the keywords you put in here in the URL or domain.